Hey everybody, this is Miss Fit to Teach, and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things teaching and how to stay mentally, physically, and emotionally fit to teach. If I haven't met you already, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we come together each week. So today I am just walking around my classroom trying to get some steps in because tomorrow we will be doing SOL tests. So if you can see, my room is kind of empty right now. Not a lot going on. All of the artwork has been taken off the walls, except of course for that painting right there. But everything else will come off before I leave today, and then the desks will go against the walls and we will cover everybody with those offices that you can see right there. Those will get stacked on pretty much every desk for privacy during testing. So please wish us luck. But on a separate note, I wanted to make this video really quickly today to talk about the ins and outs of becoming a teacher. And this is actually episode 1 in my new series, Ask an Inner City Teacher. So as we go through this series in the coming weeks, if you think of a question or something that you want to know about teaching, specifically from an inner city teacher, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about teaching in the inner city, please reach out or leave a comment below letting me know what you are interested in. Now, let's talk about being a teacher. So one of the very first considerations when it comes to thinking of being a teacher, and I feel like this is obvious, but apparently not so much, when you ask certain people who've been in teaching for a long time why they became teachers, a lot of times their response will be, well, I became a teacher because I love business classes and I wanted to teach that, or I love math, I enjoy crunching numbers all day long. Others just want to be teachers because they love science and they love the idea of experiments or writing and so on and so forth. And while all of that is really great and super necessary for being a teacher, the very first consideration when it comes to going into education is, are you cut out to work with kids? Are you called to work with that population more so than with adults? And then can you see yourself working with them every single day? Because people have hang-ups and bang-ups and they come into the school with their hurts and their flaws and their insecurities and their problems. And I think it's very important before you do yourself or your potential students the injustice of being somewhere where you don't actually want to be, to ask yourself the question, am I cut from this cloth where I can work with kids in any and all circumstances, no matter what mood they are in and I am in? Can I bring my best for the youth population? And if the answer to that question is an emphatic yes, then let's move to step 2. I want to recognize right off the bat that every state will have similar but different protocols in getting in their teacher licensing process. But across the board, no matter what state you're in, what they basically all seem to have in common is that you can't go into teaching without a minimum of a bachelor's degree. So you have to have a bachelor's degree, not necessarily in the content that you want to teach, and then from that you can begin, in most cases, your licensure program. I would recommend choosing a licensure school that A, has turned out some really great teachers, and B, is more in tune to today's student. This is the 21st century. As of this video, it's 2022, and kids are just different than when maybe you and I went to school, or when kids went to school 4 or 5 generations ago. You want to pick a program for yourself that is not just focused on the content and program curriculum delivery, but also how to manage today's classroom. And those programs can be pretty tricky to find, but they make all the difference when you're dealing with professors and teachers who have that in-class hands-on experience that can tell you and help you in your classroom design and your planning of how you want your classroom to run. So outside of curriculum, definitely look into a program that can show you and educate you on today's student. On that note, it's also really helpful to know, or at least have an idea of the population, the age range that you would be comfortable working with. And I think we sort of gravitate to certain types of people naturally. So I would encourage you, as you're figuring out who you want to teach, what age group you want to be exposed to, really ask yourself where you seem the most content and where you think you can do the most good. So make sure you've established at some point in your licensure program and really hone in on the specific niche population that you want to work with. Beyond licensure, as you are getting ready to be released from your program and venture out into the world of the exciting world of academia, I would suggest taking some very conscientious time to network with districts that you would be interested in serving. Are you more of an inner city person? Do you want to work with advanced kids in like a private school setting? Is parochial school your calling? Do you want to venture out into this new and sort of growing world of charter schools? Are you a public school, elementary school, high school type of person? Whatever the case may be, I would definitely recommend taking some time, whether it's at job fairs, Facebook groups, local sporting events, whatever, network with and get your foot in the door with a district or a couple different districts that you think you would do really well in, and that you feel would welcome you and what you have to offer. And finally, take some more time to self-reflect and think about what you want to do beyond the classroom, what you want to do in order to expand yourself and bring your full self to education. And what I mean by that is some people sort of know innately that they go into education with really being called to administration. Others go into education because they know that they are a really good teacher leader and they have aspirations of coaching other teachers. Some still want to be in teaching simply because they feel destined to be in the classroom for the next 30 years. Whatever the case is for you, really think about what you foresee your future to be. Do you want to be in the classroom until retirement, or do you want education and in the classroom to be a springboard for a lot more lofty goals that you have for students and for education? For me, I know that my place, at least for the next several years, is still in the classroom. I'm the type of person who needs to be down in the trenches at the grassroots level, because that's where I have the most impact, the most influence, and can make the most change. But also, I love sports and I believe in the power of kids' sports. And so I'm a track coach. Track is my passion, and I love introducing kids to the sport and specifically helping them to become master hurdlers. So think about what you want to do to be of service to your students that not only would be beneficial to them, but will nurture yourself and your giftings. I hope this video helps you. This is a super short one today, but I did want to give you things that stick out to me as a teacher now who's been teaching for several years and might know a thing or two at this point. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know of how I can be of service to you in future videos. Be sure to do all you can to stay fit to teach. Be well.